Oh boy, I tell you, gotta make hay while the sun shines. I was on my way out the door to feed the cat and get some groceries, and I forgot my list on the table. Oh Lord, remind me to go back and get it. Anyway, this came to my mind about Colville, and I just had to tell you because it's not on the list. I think of the happiest times, one of the happiest, well, the happiest was on the farm, of course. But another one I forgot to tell you about was our fishing trips. Mom and Dad loved to fish. That's one thing they really had in common. And we had this wonderful long creek, or crick. Back in the day we called it a crick, so I'll say a crick. Okay. That ambled through the countryside of Colville. I'm not quite sure where the source of it was, but it just went forever. And it was in places it was maybe only, what, maybe 12, 14 feet wide, and then in other places it was twice that width, but it ran way back in the countryside and down the farmlands and around the farmlands, and just about anywhere where you could get into a farmer's field, there would be Millcreek. In fact, I told you we lived on Millcreek when I was 5 years old, right on the creek, a few feet from it, yards from it. And that little creek was full of trout. I mean, man, if you wanted to have fish for supper, all you had to do was go to Millcreek, any part of Millcreek. But the best place for fishing was if you could find one of those those deep, dark holes, you know, the water where it was darker, and it would be under the brush would be growing over the creek in these particular spots, and you knew it was deep, like it would maybe be 12, 14 feet deep, which was really deep for Millcreek because Millcreek usually was quite shallow. But if you could get your worm down in there, you could pull up those trout. And Dad had an old wicker, those old wicker baskets, you know, with an air hole. I don't know why it had an air hole, because the fish were dead. And Mom and Dad, they'd pull up, and it took patience. I mean, I'm not saying that it was just one after another, but when they did get a trout on the line, it would be a brook trout or a rainbow trout. Generally those two, I think, were common. And Dad would always break the neck, you know, so we didn't want them to suffer. Dad was the animal person in the family. He just loved animals. He didn't like horses too much, but anything else he loved. So he didn't ever want to be mean to an animal. And so he would break their neck, and then I would string them up on I'd get a twig off of the tree, a pretty long sturdy twig, and I had the job of threading it through the gills and the mouth and the gills, and the fish would hang on the limb until we got ready to leave, and then Dad, of course, would take them off the limb and put them in the wicker basket, and we generally didn't gut them out until we got home, and then Mom did that part. She hated that part. She did it, but, you know, because she knew it'd be nice, fresh, wonderful trout for supper, and we didn't have a freezer back then, so anything that we didn't eat that night, we would have to eat the next night or two, because fish don't keep a real long time in the fridge. But boy, were they good. so good. Everything back then was pure water, pure air. Yeah. That was a wonderful memory. And then here's the thing that was so cool. Mom would always pack a picnic lunch, and it wasn't just a sandwich. I mean, she would make potato salad or macaroni salad, and she would sometimes we would even have spare ribs or some kind of meat to go with it. And sometimes it'd be sandwiches to go with the say potato salad. And all kinds of, like watermelon and cantaloupe, potato chips, and she'd always bake a cake or lots of cookies. And I could hardly wait to put we would pick our spot where we were going to fish, and then she'd bring a big old blanket from the bed, and she'd lay the blanket down, and I could hardly wait for her to bring out the picnic basket, which was pretty big. And first thing I do is get in the potato chips. I just love those potato chips. And then she said, now you will wait, you're going to wait for lunch. And of course I did. And then Denny and I, we just thought that was just the crowning glory of the year. It was literally, Christmas was the crowning glory of the year. But next to that were the picnics on Millcreek, where Mom and Dad went fishing and had a really fantastic time. Okay, kids, I gotta go. I got chores to do later. Bye.